Hi, so today on Reflections of the Sacred Self, I'm going to be talking about those times when you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, even when there's nothing sort of like obviously wrong. So, what if I told you that actually that's not in your mind, your body holds the key to releasing that? That your body is what's holding the emotional burden for you. So, in this video, we're not just going to talk our way through it, we're going to feel our way through it. So, we're going to start with a simple practice right now. So, this is about mapping the emotional landscape. So we're going to do a little body scan and you're going to start to sense what's happening where in the body. So the easiest way to do this is to close your eyes. So obviously only do this if you're somewhere where you can close your eyes and start to notice your shoulders, notice your jaw, notice what's happening in your stomach. And just continue to scan around the body, noticing anywhere that you're feeling any tension coming up. So maybe down the back, in the neck. And just asking yourself as you're doing it, where do I feel tension or heaviness today? So you're really starting to tune into what's happening in the body. And so let's say you notice some tension in the shoulder or the neck. You can also just breathe into it. So just allowing that to ease down and release. You can inhale and exhale, sigh the breath away. And again, inhaling deeply. Exhale, sigh the breath away. And one more time, inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh the breath away. And just start to feel the shift that's happening in your body. Start to feel how that's feeling for you in that area of tension. And notice just how the calmness starts to come in. And there's just even a little bit of release. So often what happens when we have unprocessed emotions, they essentially get trapped in the body and they come out as tension. I've often told people that I got really bad shoulder pains. This tension started building in my shoulder after my dad committed suicide. And it peaked when my ex-boyfriend, who I didn't think was going to marry someone else, did. And the pain for a week around that wedding was excruciating. And I was very well aware that was being triggered by that thing happening that was emotionally, it was happening for me. And there was emotion that was all blocked up in my body. And I've also had times where I used to hold a lot of tension in my hips. There's nowhere near as much now as there was. There's still some, but I would be doing yoga and doing hip opening poses, particularly butterfly, where you sit with your feet together and knees go out to the side. And I was finding doing that really, really hard. My body wouldn't release. It just was holding this tension. And I kept working on it and eventually it released. And as it was releasing, I was then having emotional releases on the yoga mat. So I was bursting into tears. I was getting all these things coming up and they were coming into my mind as I was stretching. And it allowed a lot of stuff to be released. So often what we don't realize is when we're feeling all this tension in the body, it's us holding on to these emotions that we haven't yet released. And that's why sometimes going to talk therapy doesn't help, because you might not even know what is locked there because you're not consciously aware of it. And it's not until you start to release the tension in the body that you can actually then start to do the work on what's coming up in the mind. And they kind of go together hand in hand. So like somatic release is basically like the missing part in your healing. So you do all this like mindset work, you do the therapy, all the stuff in your head. But what you don't do is pay attention to where you're holding it into your body and what you might not even be aware of. So we did a quick practice already. And I just want to take you through 3 really simple practices. One of them we've kind of done already, but 3 simple practices that are going to help significantly if you need to shift energy in your body and tension. And one of the things I can feel is when you feel that you've got something building in the body, you can feel tension building, anxiety building, it can all be building up, then shaking it out can really help, and it can really help to release and bring you back down. Now, actually, just a bit of theory quickly, is in the animal kingdom, if an animal experiences fight or flight, they will actually naturally shake at the end of that. When that situation is overcome or it's ended, they will shake naturally, and that releases all the residual stuff in the body and they get on with their life. We tend to not do that as humans because we sort of think we'd be a bit weird if we just started shaking randomly. But actually, it has a huge benefit in shaking out some of that fight or flight response that's maybe lingering in the body, a bit of adrenaline just hanging around. So you can do like 30 seconds to 60 minutes. You start shaking your hands, right? Just you can jump up and down. You can right, really just shake it out, whatever way feels natural to you. And you just start to shake and release some of that tension, right? And it just lets stuff go. So just really give it a go with me. If you're watching this, just try it. Just shake out, right? Just shake out those hands. Oh, and you can't see my legs, but my legs are kicking now as well. So you can really kick your legs out. And if you want to, you can stand up and just let everything shake out. You can shake your legs and just really give it a good go. And what you'll find is, one, you can feel like a bit of an idiot when you know that people might be watching you online. No, not really. But, um, I feel much better now, even that just like shaking out a little bit, because you just release anything that's kind of hanging around there. And then the next one I wanted to talk to you about is breath with sound. So we did a little bit of this earlier. And this is where you can really make it as primal as you want, because when we let the sound out, the sound vibrates through the body. So that sends a message back to the body, back to the vagus nerve, that we're safe, we're calm. It has a calming impact, a toning impact on the vagus nerve. But also the deep belly breathing, when we start to get the diaphragm involved, we're expanding everything out, we're relaxing, we're calming. So we're doing it in two ways. We're sending the signal to the body in two different ways, that we're calm and we're safe. And it just can release a lot of pent up held tension. So this would be, my idea would be to place your hands on your belly, and as you inhale, expand that belly out. So you're really expanding, taking the breath in, really working then. Deep breath, and you can bring it up into the chest. And then sigh the breath away. So a real release. Or you can inhale really deeply, and then so you can hum and release and let that go. Do one more with me. You could do say a sigh. I'm going to do a sigh, or you can do a hum. So inhale. I like the sighing sometimes. It really helps when you're really stressed. But the humming as well. I find the humming brings a real peaceful quality to my state of mind. It really, really just makes me want to smile. And it's a really joyful experience for me personally. So it's about you kind of like figuring out which way you prefer doing it. And the next thing you can actually try is a bit of mindful movement. So this can be stretching. So you might want to yawn. So again, you've got the sound, or just stretching out, being aware. So you're not just doing it, you're thinking, my arms are going up, I'm stretching, breathing with it as you do it. Or you might actually just like to sway on your chest if you're sitting, just that gentle, and then so you can close your eyes as you sway as well, and you can tune into how that feels in the body. So feeling yourself go from side to side. And just that gentle movement. And it can be a stretch. So for me, sometimes if I've done a lot of driving, say, and I get out, people do think I'm a bit weird because I get in the car park and I might do a downward dog. Because your body gets really tense when you're driving. And particularly in the legs and the calves and all that area, you do a downward dog, you can release so much. So doing whatever feels natural to you. And sometimes it might just be about natural movements. You just might just want to move the body in a way that you feel like you want to move. And this is about you tuning into the body. How does the body feel? What does the body want me to do? And learning how to tune into those sensations and tune into what it is that the body actually wants for you to do right now to release whatever residual tension is hanging around. So you also want to think about how you can integrate these into daily flow. So I said about when I do long driving, do a downward dog. Because what you want to do is think about how you can drop these practices into your daily life. So you're doing them when you're fitting them in. So maybe between tasks, you might want to do a little stretch, a mindful stretch. We're not just stretching like we normally do, where we don't think about it. We're very aware of every movement in the body and how it feels. Or you might want to do the deep breathing and sighing away as a break in between tasks. You want that as a really great break. Again, with the shaking, particularly the shaking, if you suppose you had a meeting and it's been quite high pressure and you're feeling a bit tense after it, shaking is a great thing then to release that. And then you can go into your next meeting without carrying the burden of that one into the next one. Okay, so you're actually releasing that burden and allowing yourself to be free from it. And then you can also bring some of these things in before bed. So you can do stretching. So rather than just doing maybe the one little stretch, you might want to do longer stretches, deeper, spend more time connecting with the body. And again, doing deep breathing, because that deep breathing will calm you right down and take you down ready for sleep. The shaking might work for you before bed. I think if it was me personally, I would find doing that shaking would be a little bit too energizing for me before bed. And so I would maybe leave that for in the day when I need to pick myself up a little bit. And just as a journaling prompt for you, something you can actually introduce as well is, where did I feel the most tension today and how did I respond? So now you're starting to tune in on a daily basis to the tension that you're feeling and how you actually respond to it so that you can mitigate it and you can start to understand it. And when you become aware and your awareness is really clear of what's happening, what's triggering your attention, what's coming up for you. So maybe there are thoughts that come up for you around that tension, then you can begin to release it and shift things so that you're actually improving that situation. And just remembering that when we're doing this, it's not a one-time fix. This is like building something into our daily lives, into our routine, and just getting consistency. Nothing has to be perfect. You saw when I'm doing the shaking, there's nothing perfect or managed about it. It's just doing something that works. And so just starting to think now about a practice that maybe you want to fit into your day to day. And reminding your body that it already knows how to release. Okay, so just reminding your body that this is okay. I can release this tension. I can let it go. So remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. Add whatever your thoughts are about this. Whatever you've ever tried any of the practices and they've gone okay, put them in the comments below and let me know what you think. And if you come and join my free group on School, I'm building a library of practices there. So you have things you can just drop into and give a try of. So come and join me there. I'll put the link in the description below and I will see you soon.